Good afternoon and welcome to Williams Dog Training Company. We're here today with Fred and Niko, and what we're going to be showing you today is Niko's ability to understand and respond to his obedience commands, the corrections and motivations that we give him while we are working with him, and the training equipment that we're using. Fred is using a regular 6-foot web training leash. He keeps the bulk of that leash folded neatly in his right hand, leaving his left hand free to give the correction. The correction that we give is a tug and let go on the training collar, which is the second piece of equipment that we're using. As you can see, Niko's been fitted with his own personal training collar, and we'll show you the proper way to use this during your one-on-one lesson. Niko is seated very nicely on Fred's left, which is where all of our obedience training is done. The first exercise we're going to show you is heeling. Heeling is proper walking on a leash. Fred and Niko are taking off doing that now. The command is Niko, heel. During the heeling, you don't want him pulling ahead or lagging behind. He's doing very nicely. We've also incorporated the automatic sit into the heel. So you can see every time Fred stops his feet, Niko sits and waits for another command. Here's another sit. The next exercise we're going to demonstrate is the stay command. The stay is a hand and voice command. Fred is going to use the open flat of his left palm about an inch or so from Niko's muzzle and the one-word command to stay. He then walks out to the end of the training leash. The long sit stay is good to practice at home. You can start at about a minute and work your way up to 3 minutes. It's a good one to build his self-control. When Fred returns back to Niko, he's going to walk all the way around him and back into heel position. And Niko should remain nicely seated throughout the whole exercise until given another command. We're going to take off heeling and demonstrate that again for you. There's an automatic sit. Gives him a stay out to the end of the training leash. This time, instead of returning back to Niko, we're going to demonstrate the recall or the come command. Fred uses his name in a nice voice and calls him into him. Niko comes in, sits nicely in front. And now we have an exercise called the finish. Niko heels around the back of Fred and right back into heel position. And he should sit nicely on Fred's left, waiting for another command. One more time for you. Puts him in a stay. Out to the end of the leash. Calls him in. Niko sits in front. And now he'll heel around the back of Fred and back into heel position. They're off heeling again. We recommend you practice all your commands about 15 to 20 minutes per day, keeping the commands fresh in Niko's mind. You can practice indoors or outdoors. We're now going to start our down commands. The first one is down from a heel position. Fred is going to use the open flat of his palm straight down to the ground and the one-word command to down. And then gives him a stay and out to the end of the leash. You can start practicing this one at about 3 minutes and work your way up to 5. It also builds his self-control. When Fred returns back to Niko, he's going to walk all the way around him and back into heel position. Niko should remain in the down until given another command. Very nicely done. And they're off heeling. I'll demonstrate that again for you. Got to put him in a sit. Down, down to the ground. Give him a stay and out to the end of the leash. This time he'll use the recall command to call him back in. Use his name in a nice voice. Niko comes in, sits in front of Fred, and now he'll do the finish by heeling around the back of Fred and back into heel position. Sitting nicely. Good job. We'll give them a second to get lined up for our final command. Our final command is down from a distance. Fred is going to leave Niko in a sit-stay and walk out to the end of the training leash. The down from a distance is the only time you use your right hand to give the command. Fred will drop Niko into a down from the end of the training leash. Perfectly done. And Fred's going to walk back around Niko and back into heel position to finish out the command. Good job. We've demonstrated for you today the obedience commands that Niko has learned here at school. It's been a pleasure working with Niko, and thank you again for choosing Williams Dog Training Company as your personal dog trainer.